Hello, I'm Dr. Sharwari. Today I'll be talking on sinusitis and the signs and symptoms, complications and treatment and correlation with homeopathy. But before we proceed, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Rayon Homeopathy. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram page Rayon Homeopathy. So let's begin. Pollution and stressful lifestyle today is leading to many respiratory problems. So one of it is sinusitis. So what is sinusitis actually? Sinusitis means that the mucous membrane which lines the nasal passages, it actually gets inflamed, and because of that inflammation there is sinusitis. Sinusitis basically causes symptoms and signs like that of cold, cough, fever at times. It can be either viral or bacterial. So in the next slide we'll be seeing which locations are exactly affected and also which are the signs and symptoms that are seen usually in sinusitis.
Here you can see in the picture the 4 types of sinuses that get affected: sphenoid sinus, frontal sinus, ethmoid sinus and maxillary sinus.
Sinusitis has got 2 phases, and in the 2 phases it is divided as acute and chronic. When acute phase lasts for at least about 10 to 12 days, chronic phase sets in. In acute phase, the usual cause is air pollution, environmental factors, dust around you, and because of that there's viral infection. So the viruses present in the air give you the acute infection, while as in bacterial infection, the previous respiratory tract infection, it goes on continuously and then ends up into chronic phase. So it is usually the bacterial infection which comes under chronic phase. Usually the main commonest of all the bacteria which is present is known as Haemophilus influenza, which causes bacterial infection, and the bacterial infection should be ruled out also with tooth infection, because in 10 to 40% of the cases there is presence of some fluid or the discharge present from the infected tooth towards the sinus, and because of that there is presence of inflammation in the sinuses. So that is also one of the cause for sinusitis. So all these causes should also be ruled out according to the phases. So let's see how it proceeds for the signs and symptoms.
Certain triggers of sinusitis like tooth infection, bacterial viral infection, allergies, cystic fibrosis or structural defect in the nose cause swelling, blocked drainage, stagnation and infection. So this is the sinusitis cycle.
The most common symptom of sinusitis is mainly headache and the facial pain caused around the sinuses which are infected. We need to rule out the pains of sinusitis, that of migraine, and also the pain caused due to teeth or the infected tooth. So basically in migraine the pain is usually one-sided. In acute sinusitis there is a nasal discharge which is usually green in color, while in migraine when there is one-sided headache, in sinusitis the headache worsens when the patient bends down or else he lies down. There is one maneuver performed to measure the pressure, and that is called as Valsalva maneuver, wherein the patient is asked to shut his mouth and close his nose and blow the air through his cheeks like we blow the air in balloon. So this maneuver also helps us to distinguish the pain of sinusitis from other types of headaches.
Signs and symptoms of sinusitis are blockage in your nose, and it causes thick yellow foul smelling discharge from your nose. Also there is halitosis or bad breath, a cold that doesn't go away or gets even worse, congestion, cough, headache, sinus pressure or pain around your face and eyes, fever and fatigue.
Now we'll see the classification of sinusitis, how it is divided chronologically.
Let's see the classification of sinusitis. There is acute sinusitis. The infection lasts up to 4 weeks and can be divided in severe and non-severe. Recurrent acute sinusitis has 4 or more full episodes of acute sinusitis. Subacute sinusitis, it lasts between 4 and 12 weeks. Chronic sinusitis, when the signs and symptoms last for more than 12 weeks. Acute exacerbation of chronic sinusitis, when the signs and symptoms of chronic sinusitis exacerbate but return to baseline after the treatment.
Brain is the most important organ, but it is also very near to the sinuses and can get infected easily and is at higher risk. So it can cause abscesses and meningitis, and it can lead to life-threatening complications and later on death. It happens because the bones and the blood vessels usually are directly connected to the sinuses, and because of that the bacteria can travel up to the brain, and later on also the patient can feel altered personality or mild personality changes. Sometimes there are also seizures, then coma, and then later on death. So we need to be very careful if we are suffering from sinus infections and don't take them lightly.
Here are the stages of complications. Stage 1, preseptal cellulitis. Stage 2, orbital cellulitis. Stage 3, subperiosteal abscess. Stage 4, orbital abscess. Stage 5, cavernous sinus. And Stage 6, septic thrombosis.
In acute phases, usually we need to wait and watch for at least about 10 to 12 days, and usually for the diagnosis purposes, most of the investigations are not suggested. From signs and symptoms we can rule it out. In most of the cases, the classical sign, that is of bending forward, it gives pain to the patient, and that is the most classical symptom of acute phase of sinusitis. Whereas if it proceeds beyond 10 to 12 days, we also need to confirm if there is any tooth infected, and also in chronic phases, if the patient lands in complications, usually X-ray, CT scan and MRIs are suggested. In X-ray, the water view which is there, it gives proper distinguishing picture of sinusitis, and the mucous membranes are usually filled with the mucus because of infection, and that can be distinguished properly. So from these factors we can usually diagnose and get confirmation about sinusitis. In some cases, nasal endoscopy is also suggested, where there is light and camera which is passed through the nasal passages towards the sinuses, and if we can visualize if there is any infection or mucus filled sinuses. So that's how we diagnose sinusitis. Usually in sinusitis, the recommended treatment is gargling warm water, drinking warm water, rest, and also inhaling steam water. This will help in thinning the mucus, which is usually done in acute cases. Whereas in chronic cases, if there is bacterial infection, we need to rule out and treat accordingly. Most of the times in allopathic treatment, antibiotics are usually suggested, and about ruling out the complications, we also need to suggest if there is any need of any surgery also. So that was about allopathic side. I'll also be talking about the homeopathic part of the treatment. Homeopathy has got good solution in treating sinusitis patient. In homeopathy, we usually individualize the patient, wherein proper case taking is done. We consider the psychological factors, emotional factors, physical factors, family history, present history and past history. And after considering these factors, we reach up to one particular medicine, which is the medicine considered and then given to the patient, known by a classical method of practice. A few professionals also go by a specific remedy practice, wherein remedies such as pulsatilla, belladonna, heparsol, kali brome, spigelia, mercurius, these are few to name which are also considered, and they are considered through the characteristic of the symptoms and also the modalities and various other factors. So but as I obviously I always say, consider your homeopathic doctor, do not self medicate. So that's all about sinusitis, and thank you. See you next time.